How's everyone doing? Kevin Chan here. It's 7:30 in the morning again, and today is the day of Friday. It's the weekend. Yay! Right, so any plan for weekend tonight, to go out and spend a bit of money, help out the economy a bit. I always ask people to help out economy, right? So today we have a relaxing topic. It's not very heavy metaphysics. No bazi, no feng shui, no qimeng, right? No all this kind of stuff. We're gonna discuss a bit. Right now is the month of Ghosts, right? Hungry Ghost Festival, right? So, and there is a lot of Hungry Ghost Festival stuff that's going around, and one of the most common one that basically come my way is but Hungry Ghost Festival can do manifestation one may. Hungry Ghost Festival cannot do this feng shui. Hungry Ghost Festival cannot do that. True. Right, so is that the current state of things right now, that somehow Hungry Ghost Festival supersede everything? Right, so let's take a look at it, from a more scientific, logical point of sense. Right, so first of all, Peppo, good morning first. Hello, Manuel. Hello, Guanbun, Sabrina, there, PJ Correct, Kelvin, Elvin, Sun Shining. Right, so yeah, Hungry Ghost Month. Right, so yes, and I got my cute little Paushi vampire. Right. Thank you to ChatGPT for producing everything you see right now would be Paushi. Hello Stuart, how are you doing? Come, let's move in. Let me just change this one first. Right, so the $1,000 question, right? Can manifest during Hungry Ghost Festival? Answer yes, can. Very quickly answer yes, can. Actual sense, there's really nothing much too special about the Hungry Ghost Festival. It is just a festival that's celebrated by a certain cluster of people, right? It doesn't affect the entire world. It doesn't have much of a what we call astrological significance. But do tell you first, we are changing. The significant in terms of astrological is the changing between the longer day to the longer night. So which means that the yin component right now become longer, yang component become shorter. I think if I'm not wrong, it is called the solstice. Or is it the equinox? I don't know, right? So we got 2 equinox every year, 2 solstice every year, right? So that's the 4 cardinal position, right? So the 4 cardinal position, which is the summer horse, the eastern spring, the northern rat, and also the right now would be the western rooster, right? So this basically what is the things, right? So I'm trying to answer this particular question. And by the way, right, so if you cannot manifest, right, why today, especially today, right? Today is the 7th of the 7th. 7th day of the 7th month, and 7th day of the 7th month got something very special. If you look up the sky tonight, you will see Milky Way, right? So in the Chinese methodology, right? So this is the day whereby the cow herding boy and the weaver girl, Ngao Long cow herding boy, Xích Loi weaver girl, is able to meet each other. So these are ancient lovers, which until today I don't believe that they don't have handphone. They can FaceTime and call each other. They don't need to wait until they, right? So what happened is that every year there's this day tonight where there will be a silver bridge that bring it's basically the weaver bird, right? So the weaver bird fly by, so it's the wingspan of the weaver bird. Swiftlet, right? So Swiftlet, right? So it goes inside there, and then the Ngao Long Xích Loi will be able to meet on the bridge. Yay! Interesting, right? So once a year, right? So today is the day, again, this is a mini Valentine Day for the Chinese, right? So the Chinese got 3 Valentine Day. Yeah, we Chinese, very afraid cannot find girlfriend, but we got 3 Valentine Day, right? So we got the Mooncake Festival, mid-autumn. That is a Valentine Day for Chinese, by the way, right? So then we got tonight, right? So tonight it's a bit different. So later I give you a bit of the difference. And then there is gonna be the 15th day of the Chinese New Year, Yan Yat, right? So that's also a Chinese what we call the Valentine Day. So the difference is that the Mid-Autumn Festival, ladies are around is allowed to go out and roam and hunt for their guy. right? This one 7 of 7 usually they go temple and wish for a partner. You see, go temple wish for partner can, in the ghost month. What happens when you go temple wish for partner in the middle of ghost month? Don't you think you might accidentally get a ghost partner? Oh, but that is not a problem, When you get to wishing for your, loved one, no problem. Right? When you are single, you must go and find a partner. Everything also no problem. But then suddenly, ghost month, cannot do renovation. Ghost month cannot move in. Ghost month cannot this, cannot that. But 7 of 7 go and wish for a boyfriend, can, good, right? So yeah, again, right, you get a hantu. So you say you get a hantu, right? But but why we are so double standard? But anyway lah. Now come, let's take a look at around the world, right? Every single month, which month got no ghost festival, right? So now we start off with month of January first, right? So let's start with January. So January is January, Australia. Right, Australia is a very special place. I studied in Australia. I graduated in Australia. University of Sydney, proud alumni of University of Sydney. Right, graduated with 97%. Not bad, Okay, right. So they got their, basically it's one of their ancestral, thanking the ancestral or paying tribute to the ancestral. Right. So if you've been to Australia before, there's this ritual whereby they start fire, right? So it's basically that particular ritual, right? So Australia also is a very right now what we call is a very unique place right now, because Australia, if you don't know, right, so it was originally a jail. Yeah, no, it's originally a jail for the British, right? So the British, they got people who they do not want, right? They exiled them to Australia last time, and today the British is fighting to migrate to Australia. Right. So are you a adjunct lecturer in the business school? All right, good. We got somebody from the business school here. Great, right? So you see, so if you believe that spirits, ghosts, somehow dominate that particular timing, and you're not supposed to do something, then what happened to the Australian, at least the Aborigine girls? They don't come out and disturb you in it, So again, I always joke with people is that, do you think ghosts check your IC or check your passport? Right, they come over and check, right? So then say, oh no, you're not the nationality that has to do with this, so I don't disturb you. Got like that. So what happened to Australian that migrated to a different country? Do they get subjected to the same spirit thingy, or maybe you're an Australian that go to a different country, then unfortunately you have to retire in that country, right? Exit in that particular country. So how does that work? You get released in the month of January, or you don't, or you follow the rules of that particular country's belief, you get released in that time. So how does that work? Right, so January, right? So you guys want to go and help celebrate the Australian dream time ceremony, right? You can go Australia. Right, so what about month of February? February, the people of the Oceania, right? Oceania people, right? So they got their ancestral ceremony there. So now what happened? February, still got spirit get released. The Oceania people, their spirit seems to be a bit more active during this particular period, right? So again, right, so these are all done with their commonality is that they are what we call thanking, or they are paying tribute to the ancestor. Every single one of this celebration is to pay tribute and also to say thanks to the ancestor for all the sacrifice that the ancestor has been given to them. So it is a period whereby you are showing gratitude and gratefulness for the people who come before you. Right, whatever that you're enjoying today, right? If you take a look, whatever peace that you're enjoying today, whatever prosperity that you're enjoying today, it was built by the people who have sacrificed themselves in the previous time. So I think it's fair, it's fair that we have a celebrative period for this group of people, so that everybody start to understand, everybody start to appreciate all the things that these people has brought to us. So the Oceania people, all right, so decided that in the month of February is the day that they do their ancestor ceremony. right? So then, you know, what about month of March? You know, month of March is a big thing. You know, if you're in Asia, it's big stuff. Month of March is you got our Qingming festival. Hey, Hungry Ghost Festival, Qingming Festival, Hungry Ghost Festival, Qingming Festival, got difference one you guys don't know lah, right? So, you know, Qingming Festival is a different festival. So it usually happen in the month of March, you know, whereby we all go back to our ancestor burial places, you know, ancestor tomb, and, you know, do tomb sweeping. Right? This is a very important family gathering. Right? Very important family gathering, and a lot of time, all right, we get into fight, as in who are the first to be allowed to go and pray to the ancestor. What that? Yeah, we fight for that, right? Yes, you know, if you are supposed to be the first, and then when you go there and you found out that your brother has come and pray to the ancestor more earlier than you, you know, it's like no face, cannot. Yeah, we fight over that. Yeah, we Chinese a bit on the silly side, you know. We like to, you know, do this, right? So it's usually a period of 2 weeks in particular March, right? So that we go back. You know, last time is more strict. Last time we got actual day, you know, so we try to go back to an actual day. But right now, we don't go back on the actual day anymore, because why? If you go back on the actual day, you got no place to park your car. Right, for those that live near the graveyard, right? So yeah, there's a lot of housing development nowadays, very near the graveyard, right? So the main problem is actually not the dead people in the grave, it's the live people coming over to the place. You cannot even go home. Can't go home, right? You there's no way for your car, if you have a car in the house there, no way for your car to get out, no way for your car to get in. Your entire neighborhood will be stuffed full by car from morning until night, you know, probably the entire week. Yeah, it's pretty intense, you know. So if you want, you know, you can go Penang and take a look. Already road tiny, right? So, you know, there's a road, Mount Ashkin, I don't know Mount Ashkin what. Left, right also is basically graveyard, right? So but all car, right? So the road is already tiny, then car, you know, forcefully put themselves on the side, you know, because they want convenient, want to go there, right? So this is a Qingming festival. So how your ancestor come out, you know, also cannot make wishes, or a lot of wishes is made, you know, during, you know, this battle, you know, oh my ancestor, you know. So of course, you know, most of the question is gonna be about hitting 4D. Now it's 2 weeks before and 2 years after Qing. Right, very soon it's gonna be 1 month before, 1 month after. In China, they actually have online service for this. Yeah, in China they got online service. So online service, what they do is that, you know, there will be a representative, you know, there, you know, they actually takes camera, laptop, and go to your ancestor place, and, you know, video call your ancestor. Yep, they do that. You pay them a certain amount of money, they come and, you know, do all the tomb sweeping thingy, you know, while you have a live video camera looking at things. Yeah, right. So that they want to go back. Now China is a different story. We Malaysia, if you think that going back to Penang, going back to Johor, you know, it's like the 4-8 hour drive is. You should try China. It's a very different ball game, right? It's a very different ball game. So that's why in China, the Chinese New Year, first Chinese New Year here is like 2 days, right? And then we are complaining. Chinese New Year is like 15 days, because they're just too massive amount of people, too many people, right? So it's just right. So we got a Qingming festival, right? Qingming festival, the favorite wish is dear ancestor, 4D number. Then, you know, the favorite activity after this is, you know, everybody chip in money to go buy 4D. No joke. Yeah, right. Prime activity after this is even more important than the lunch or the dinner. Buy lottery. Ancestor is supposed to help you to win the lottery. So we got this in March, right? Happy, right? Yeah, right. So what about April? Right. So what do we have in April month itself? April month we got Easter, right? So it's Easter. Must add Easter in, and Easter is important, right? So now Easter, you guys know, Easter is the day that Jesus sacrificed himself. You know, big sacrifice for everybody, take away all the sin. Then, you know, a few days later, you know, he emerges again. right? Unharmed, right? So stuff like that, right? So that's basically Easter, right? So it's very important date, especially for children, because Easter, you got Easter egg. You can go and do Easter egg hunt, right? So it's a Easter egg painting. Then after a while, when they grow up, then they found out that rabbit doesn't lay egg. Shit. Your entire childhood was a lie. Right, so that's basically Easter, right? So now April got Easter, then how? Right, so okay lah. Now Easter doesn't really qualify as a ghost festival, right? So but it's an important festival, right? So that we celebrate, and it has a lot to do with the entire idea of death, rebirth, right? So which is we have a bit of a short discussion the other day talking about reincarnation, right? So China version reincarnation. By the way, the Muslim and the Christian got no reincarnation thingy. They don't have it, right? So it's like it's either heaven forever or hell forever. There are no in between. So we Chinese a bit more liberal, right? You get to replay the game a few rounds, right? So that's what we do, right? So this basically Easter is April, right? So you get Easter, right? So then what happened? Then you got May, for the African, right? So for the African, they got the ancestral rites, right? So now you got to see, right? So again, every single one of them has to do with your ancestor. Right, the basis of it is usually thanking your ancestor for all their sacrifices. Everybody come together, right? So come together basically it's like reporting to the ancestor that hey, take a look at our generation right now, right? So these are the things that we are doing. Or dear ancestor, can you ensure that the things that we are doing is basically smooth? Right? That's generally what they will basically do. Right, thanking the ancestor, sitting around, talking about how to do the rest of the expansion. It's actually pretty sweet, right? So then how? Then again, back to the thing. But I'm not African, Then I'm not African. Then it shouldn't be affecting me, Right, somehow the African spirit will only resonate with African, or when you are in Africa. Is that how generally you think it will work? If there is such thing operating. Beyond our view and beyond the way that we see things, if there is such thing operating, right? So you have to go and think of it from a very different angle, different layers. You cannot be too much on yourself, right? So sometimes I do believe that sometimes Chinese is a bit too immersed in their belief system, right? So later I will also share on the different thing like Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism. We share a little bit about that. You will see that this bunch of people also nothing to do, fight each other day and night. Right? Yes, yeah. Those are religion, they fight each other, fight, very big fight. All right. So let's take a look, right? So like halfway must have some advertisement for myself, right? So if you haven't joined my channel yet in Telegram, please do come and join my channel in Telegram so that you can stay informed with whatever that's happening, right? So especially when I'm traveling around, right? So that, and then you want some newsletter to read, it's like newspaper, right? To send to your email. You can go and subscribe to my Substack, right? So subscribe there. There's actually a lot of things to read inside, right? So, and of course, my lovely little Paushi community, right? So these are for fellow enthusiasts. If you're just starting a journey, or if you've been in Chinese metaphysics for some time, you want a community of people to come support you. Some question that you want to ask, feel free to go into the community, do some posting, So of course, please do like and join my community. Right, so now back to the show, right? So then you got June, right? So you got something that I cannot even pronounce. Famadihana, right? So it's a day whereby the Madagascan, right? Madagascan, they wrap up the body of the dead people. Those cute little pouchy white thingy is actually body of the dead people, and they parade the body of the dead people around, right? So again, the intention is to thank the sacrifice that these people has made to make their life possible, right? All of them is revolving around the central theme of sacrificial, the gratefulness, thankfulness of the thing that you have done to bring the rest of us to the point that we are today, right? So really, if we take a look at it, if without the sacrifice that has been done for the things, like for example, us Chinese, you have to thank the our ancestor, which is all from China, right, who have traveled such a long distance. Right. Again, today you drive your car 4 hours, you complain already. There's a lot of complaint. You just imagine last time they need to sit on, tiny little boat. Right. Not Princess Cruise, please. They don't have Princess Cruise to sit on. They literally is on tiny little boat, which usually is called Tonggang, by the way. And they travel so far. Months on the sea, at one time, months on the sea, traveling so far to come to this particular land and set up root in this particular land. If without my ancestor making that particular dangerous trip over, I wouldn't be a Malaysian. Yeah, right. So that's basically a lot of it. So month of June, you got the Madagascar, right? So so then again, how by the way, there are a lot more of different. I just picked one out of the many. Right, because why the picture look cute, so easier to convert into Paushi, right? So you see, I got Paushi family right now, right? So I can improve the prompt to do Paushi family from one Paushi and do Paushi family right now, right? So then June, then you got July, you got Japan. Everybody loves Japan. You got the Obon festival, right? So this is the festival, whereby the river, the lake is all flooded with a small little lantern. They end the entire festival by you taking the lantern and float it onto the water, right? So please, all the lantern has to be made of biodegradable material. So that's why you don't see plastic lantern all over the place. So all of them still uses wooden lantern, right? So that when it eventually sink, it will degrade naturally, right? So one festival, right? So why a lot of people even fly in to celebrate this festival, right? To join in the celebration. Yeah, you explain to me then why again, Japanese ghosts generally they don't interact with English people because they can't understand English. Is that so? Or because your wish is not in Japan language, that they can't do anything about it, is that the case, right? Madagascar sampan are similar to Japanese sampan. I've never been to Madagascar before, right? The only thing I know about Madagascar is the animation Madagascar. But whatever they show me in Madagascar, I believe. Okay, maybe one day I'll travel to that particular, right? So yeah, Brian is very well traveled, right? So Brian is a Mauritian. He's from Mauritius. I should have picked one of the Mauritius one. Right, so this is your Born Festival, right? Born Festival. Born Festival is even one of the festivals that's exported all over the world. Exported all over the world, which that other places, they also do this festival, as a thing to attract, right? So we Chinese have the Chinese version. We float the lotus lantern. We also do float, right? We also do the exact same thing, right? So then this one go like, so is it that the Japanese origin is from China? By the way, the origin of the Japanese again is from the storytelling, is the Qin Shi Wang, right? We got Qin Shi Wang, right? So who want to get the immortality pill, right? So it was during the time where Qin Shi Wang don't want to die, I don't want to die, right? So he commissioned a Taoist to basically go and search for the immortality pill. So the Taoist request for 500 virgin boy and 500 virgin girl to accompany him in this, as a tribute to get the pill. So it was approved. The fella absconded and run to this land called Japan and never came back. And hence, the people of Japan is from this original 500 law. Okay, right? So that's the story lah. So of course, both country, will go on with their storyline, and they will fight each other over this sort of stuff. It doesn't matter, Right, so but that's Japan, right? So then how July also cannot make manifestation now, because got Japanese ghosts all over the places, right? So right. So if you meet ghosts like me, so touch wood first, right? So yeah, August. Touch wood until August, right? So now this is the one that you're very happy, the Hungry Ghost Festival, right? So Hungry Ghost Festival always end in a very fiery manner. So if you want, you can come over to Malaysia, Penang, right? So there's a place, Bukit Mentajam. We have the biggest, huge, most world biggest FVG burning. Yeah, we will do a spectacular fire burn of effigy, on the 15th. That's on the 15th actual day, right? So a lot of people will travel there. Right? All the traffic jam, we will burn that. The fella is, I think, it's about three or maybe 2.5 story high. The fellow who made it also, is somebody who was very powerful to make such a big thing, and then after that we burn. Yeah. There will be bomba around, don't worry. there'll be fire brigade around, but it's spectacular. So this is Hungry Ghost Festival, so it's like small part of August, right? So it's small part of August, right? So the story of Hungry Ghost Festival is basically, this is the day whereby the unclaimed ghosts, right? So you remember we got the Qingming, right? Qingming is the ghost with owner. They know who they are, they got place, they got grave, and these are for ghosts that does not have a grave. So that's why mostly is Yao Wan Ye Guai. Right, so these are lost soul, right? So lost soul. So that's why you see that we tribute it. Usually is beside the street. Beside the street, it's actually the same tribute that we do with our ancestor. Chicken, all those kind of stuff. It's the same, right? So but it's for the ghost that is somehow stuck in limbo, right? So again, I always say, right, so all these practices does one thing. Take your merit, donate a bit of a merit to them so that they collect enough merit so that they can redeem. What they actually redeem, I don't know lah. Right? So but merit is basically the currency of that particular realm lah, right? So I don't want to call it the world or whatever. It's currency of that particular realm. So we human generate merit, right? We generate merit, so we can use merit to trade for stuff. Yes, if you make wishes, doesn't matter whether it's Hungry Ghost Festival or not, you are expensing your merit in exchange for the wish to basically to be materialized, right? So the people from the other world, right? So tell you the system, the people from the other, whether they are immortal. So I've introduced you, whether they are immortal, whether they are beasts, whether they are which means that Malaysia has seen, all right? So immortal, Yusao, right? So those beast thingy, right? So later I'll introduce you the beast thingy as well. Yeah, interesting. I'm reading this sort of stuff right now. Okay, right? Just to find out, not to get crazy, whether they are ghosts, right? Whether they are asura, right? Doesn't matter, doesn't matter whichever they are, right? So they are actually actively around helping human. Name is helping human. You better be very careful. Helping human, right? In exchange for merit point. Right, so how do you increase your merit point, decrease your merit point? Haven't found out the actual formula yet, but somewhere it's work like that, right? So it's Hungry Ghost Festival is this particular month, right? So today is the Lover Festival. Hopefully you don't end up with Lam Xiu Xin. That's from the a Chinese ghost story, right? So Chinese ghost story, the Ling Choi San, right? The student who are going for imperial exam, got stuck in this forest and suddenly found, right? This abandoned temple with a pretty girl there, no suspect, right? So no suspicion that is thing, right? So and thingy happened, right? So if today you ask for a girlfriend, better make sure you confirm, right? So today you need to confirm whether the girl is actually a girl or not, right? So as in look at her in a real state instead of the photo. So yeah, right now a lot of the photo that you see are basically all overly touch up. When you see the actual girl, it's like, oh, guy also is the same, right? So just be careful, all right? So and then we have this is Korea. right? So this is Korea. Now what happened? I forgot to put the wording out. Right? So it's basically Korea itself. Right? So Korea is August, September, right? So September, Korea got a festival as well. Basically doing the same thing, preparing food, right? So preparing food. Somehow we all have this human ego. Yeah, we got human ego, right? No matter what alien creature you are, our imagination is the human creature is supposed to be very close to human. Right? So same thing, when we worship ghosts that time, what do we do to worship ghosts? We use human stuff. Right? So somehow we believe that ghosts need to eat. So we got our siu-yo, we got our siu-yo, we got our chicken, we got our char siu, somehow that we just cannot stomach the entire thing that ghost doesn't need to eat. Even the festival also, we got Hungry Ghost Festival. Same thing, if you take a look at Alien, right? Somehow alien have to be biped. Biped means, it look like human, walk on two legs. We can't, even if you look at the most classical one, E.T., right? Although the fellow has shorter leg and longer hand, it is still a human form, isn't it? Right. So and somehow also all of them breathe oxygen. Right? We can't stomach the entire thing that there may be some creature out there who doesn't breathe oxygen. Yes, even right now when we do what we call scientific analysis, we claim that the planet to hold life form, it must be carbon based, must have oxygen, must have an atmosphere, right? So everything is basically mirror Earth. Right, so that's our belief, right? So same thing, right? So no matter where you go, right, you see that the ritual always involve contributing, sacrificing food, right? So as if there's a form of food that they can consume, right? So this is September, right? So September, right? So next one is October. October, favorite. So this is again another national favorite, world favorite. Halloween is world favorite, right? Western Ghost Festival, all Horror Eve Day. So now this is where the English ghosts come in. So our Chinese Ghost Festival come out. Halloween English ghosts come out. So how can do manifestation during this time? Cannot. How? Right? When you manifest, don't manifest in English. Right? If you don't manifest in English, they all don't know. Right? Is that the case? Right? So now just to jog your thinking only, right? So not to offend you or whatever it is, it's like, oh no, you cannot be making fun of Halloween. Right? So nowadays Halloween get extended, very far away. They basically call it cosplay. Right? Everywhere right now is cosplay, right? So thanks to Japan as well. So cosplay was made very famous by the Japanese, right? So for the people who like to dress up as their favorite anime character, right? So that basically is cosplay, right? So last time is costume, right? Last time is basically doing costume, right? So not so extravagant, right? So now cosplay is, now they are really the cosplay you can go and see. Some really look like the animation character. Right, but it's a very expensive hobby, by the way, right? Just to inform you, right? So some of them really spend a lot of money on doing. But anyway, hey, right? So you got your Halloween, right? So yeah. So how? October also cannot move in house, is it? Only if you are English. If you are Asian, October is fine. Right, so which means by the same effect, then Hungry Ghost Festival, the English should be able to move in house lah. So when I do feng shui that time, they ask, are you Madagascan? Are you Australian? If you're Australian, then I need to avoid the month of January, because January is the month whereby you guys celebrate your. Yeah, I know. I scared Australian ghosts might come and give you some problem, right? So oh, it's okay. Hungry Ghost Festival, you're fine. It doesn't look like you have any Chinese heritage. Maybe need to go for some DNA check. Cannot be like that lah, guys, right? So November, right? So November, we also got November, basically the Mexican side of stuff. Yeah, I forgot to change this one, right? So there's actually an actual movie that was based on this. forgot the movie name already. I saw the movie, right? So it's about, you know, a guy going down to the realm of the dead to grab a guitar so they can go back and perform. Simple, very simple show, right? So very simple show. The entire show is about that. I think you guys recognize, you know, this costume. Very cute, big eye, right? So yeah, right. So this month of November is hell. So how? Now every month got ghosts, right? Coco, right? So Coco is a show named Coco. I don't know, forgot, right? So no, yeah, no, went down, you know, to detain the dead. So all the dead people know that this fellow is still alive. The fellow is still alive. Went down to the world of the dead, you know, just to grab a guitar. By the way, you know, that's the entire show, right? So you know, yeah, succeeded, come back, you know, perform a show. Yeah, cool. Right, so no, yeah, month of November. So how? Now November also cannot. But what about December? You still got December, man. December shouldn't have any ghosts, right? God. Nigeria also got. Right, yeah, right. So December, Nigerian got. So how? Tell me. Nah, all 12 months also got ghosts, So how ne? Right. So is it the problem? Is it ghosts? Is the problem, right? So nah, one thing that I can tell you consistently, every single culture, every single nation, everywhere you go, they believe in ghosts. Very consistent. November also have All Soul Day, right? Yes, exactly. Right, so yes, exactly. November also have All Soul Days. So how? Right? It's a consistent theme. Every single culture you go, every single nation you go, every single one of them believe that there is such thing called spirit, ghost, soul that leave your body after you die. Every single one of them. Right? Then how? Right. So no, it cannot be a great coincidence on this. Right. So especially, you know, when you got different really big culture, you know. So I always tell people is that when every single nation, every single culture know how to start fire, right? There must be something happening, right? Because I believe that, you know, none of them has ever been to a convention before. Now cannot be, you know, those fellow who's from Australia who can start a fire, and those fellow who are in Asia who can start a fire, those fellow in America, you know, European can start a fire. Cannot be some of them, you know, discover fire and then, you know, call everyone together and have a convention. Guys, you know, I just discover fire. Come, let me teach you how to do fire. Every one of them seems to know how to do fire. Right. So when the similarity and knowledge is widespread, right, there must be something behind it that probably you and I at this current moment don't understand yet. Right? So to me, as in, how does certain knowledge get transferred so far away? Give you another example, you know, a woman naturally by magic understand baby. Yeah, you can try it out. Any woman, you throw a baby onto the fella, right? You give them about half an hour, 40 minutes, the fellow will figure out the baby one. Very amazing, right? Yeah, even kids, right? So kids, like my daughter, very good with kids. Yep, she can figure out kids. Magic. They say, you know, got motherly figure. No lah, right? So I believe that there is a bigger database happening on top of us that you don't know, right? So this database, you know, keep on swapping information for us, you know, probably you know, internet cable, sometimes a Wi-Fi cable, right? So how do you get your information from your phone? Through Wi-Fi, right? You can't see the Wi-Fi cable, but everybody, you know, have the phone, basically can get the same feed. It works somewhere like that, right? So if you want an analogy of how this thing works, right, it's like, you know, everybody, you know, got Facebook. When Facebook is pushing a certain feed, then everybody know. Like right now for us, you know, the most famous one is basically our doctor. Yeah, you know, because one doctor right now is super viral in Malaysia. Okay, right, so I give you a few more days to viral. You know, I tell my friend is that, you know, just give you a few more days, it will disappear. You know, just like how the Coldplay Kiss Cam thingy. If today I ask you, you know, the Coldplay Kiss Cam thingy, the CEO is who? None of you will remember the CEO already. off your mind lah. You know, don't go and search internet lah. Search internet, sure can find out. But off your mind right now, you know, I ask you, you know, what's the CEO company work in? Don't know. But you know, if it was like 3 weeks ago, you know, you wouldn't know to the detail. It's like that lah. Alright, so you know, give it a few more days, you know, it will disappear. Then you know, there will be a different news that come in, will cover. You know, so before that, you know, it was like our Malaysia is the Malaysia flag, no? Yeah, you know, somebody accidentally hanged the Malaysia flag upside down. You know, it was a big hoo-ha on the entire nation. Okay, give it a few days, no one cares. Right, so you know, now let's take a look. Is it every month also got ghosts? You know, now you explain to me why is a Hungry Ghost Festival so special. Right, just because I'm Chinese. Just because I'm Chinese, I'm proud of myself. So you know, so you know, yeah, even Matrix also got ghosts. The white color fella, right? If I'm not wrong, right? So you know, there's the fella in white dresses. You know, I think it's twin, right? Right. So you know, yeah, you know, they got the ghost twin thingy. But anyway, right? So guys, every month also got ghosts. I just show you that every month got ghosts. It's just different place, you know, different culture, different nation. Right. So, but it is also amazing that we got commonality that every single culture got ghosts. At least there's some form of belief of afterlife, right? So we thanks our ancestor for how we bring it here, right? So no, yeah. So this particular month, which is the 7th month, right, is booked by us Chinese, or more specifically Asian, booked by us Chinese. Okay, so you know, it also cannot, because you know, Chinese happen to be the biggest population in the world. Right, so you know, just because of the population in the world. And also also one thing amazing about Chinese is that, you know, you somehow every country also you can find Chinatown. You notice that almost every single country you can find Chinatown. Right, important to remember. Thanks our ancestor. Yes, correct. That is real. Not just our ancestor, whoever that is before us, who have made today possible. A lot of people has sacrificed themselves to make today possible. Right, so the people who fight for literacy, the people who fight for freedom, you know, the people who fight for, you know, whatever it is, right? So oftentimes we take a lot of things for granted. Right, even the food that is served on the table, you know, a lot of time we take it for granted, as in we over order food and then we don't eat it. Yeah, right. So yesterday only, you know, so again, yesterday only my son just ordered vegan sushi. Right, so yeah, we are at a vegetarian restaurant. He saw, you know, on the menu there was this thing that looked like sushi. Right, so it's basically rice wrapped with vegetable, with a lot more vegetable, you know, stuff like that. He ordered upon the first bite, you know, so, and said, oh, this is a scam. Right, so I have to pack the entire thing, and you know, yeah, it's gonna be vegan sushi day. Right, so there's also many Indian around the world there, right? Yeah, correct as well. Right, so oh, by the way, I know also, I think Indian is the nation that has the most amount of deities. Indian has the most amount of deities. All right, so you wanna, you know, you wanna look for deities, India. Right, so yeah, so there's a lot of things. Right, so there's no Indian town. Indian town, a bit lesser. Tapao. Yes, tapao lah, I have to tapao lah. Right, so no, yeah. Right, so Chinatown all over the world. Right, so you can see, right? Other bagua inside then become no bagua inside. It's basically rice with a lot of lettuces. I think there is a piece of mango at the center. That's it. Right, so there's a Little India and Singapore. Malaysia also have. Malaysia is Brickfield. Right, so Brickfield is basically our Little India. So yeah, Brickfield is basically our Little India here and things, right? So please, you know, guys, don't get too worked out with this Hungry Ghost Festival. Right, so no, don't get too worked out. But having that, right, so if you see that there are prayer stuff, you know, on the side of the road, don't like go and kick it. No, you sometime right, hadik lah sometime that you guys, you know, you don't believe it, you know, just leave it alone. It is not, you know, it's not obstructing traffic, right? So like the other day somebody posted that, you know, the prayer was obstructing the parking lot. Hey, hello, one night only lah. Just leave it alone lah. Park somewhere else. Okay. Right, Indian town already called India Street. Right, so no, yeah, again, right, so this is just for your information purpose, you know, not intend to offend anybody, right? So yeah, have respect and have tolerance, you know, especially is actually, to tell you the truth, the effigy burning, right, sometimes worry me one. Epic type of fire, you know, epic type of fire is one thing, you know, then massive traffic jam is another. Too many people gather around, you know, if somebody decide to go rowdy, you know, it's a lot of things, right? So, you know, I don't really encourage them to burn stuff. Hey, what happened if one, you know, decide to fly up and, you know, land on somebody's house? Oosh. But anyway, it's a great, you know, if you are visiting Malaysia, nothing to do, you know, make a journey, you know, if you're still around, you know, do make a journey on the 15th to go to this town in Bukit Mertajam, right? So you just go there, you know, ask, you know, the big effigy thingy, right? Yes, go and have a look, right? So go and have a look, you know, Penang side very massive. Yes, super, Penang side super. On the Penang Island, the Chill Jetty there, right? So the Chill Jetty there would have a massive celebration. You will see a lot of influencer come and do content. A lot of influencer, a lot of international reporter will come. A lot of international channel will come. Massive, big celebration. So my advice to you is don't go Penang. Okay, don't go Penang, you know, or else, you know, you will have to drop your car somewhere. There are no LRT in Penang, no train in Penang, buses also doesn't work very well, right? So, you know, you have to walk all the way inside, you know, fight everybody, you know, stand shoulder to shoulder. If you enjoy, you know, if you enjoy those stuff, you know, go ahead, you know, me somehow no lah, right? So now I say, right, avoid the traffic, you know, so the Penang people will all hide in their house. So unless you're from the association, if you're from the association, especially if you're the exco, then no choice, you have to show up. Oh, by the way, the chief minister will also come, right? Minister of Penang, you know, doesn't matter what religion you are, right? You show up. All right, our chief minister are all Christian, by the way. Scary human rather than ghost. Exactly, right? So exactly, right? So yeah, I know Singapore, you have your Ge Tai. Yeah, Ge Tai, you know, Hungry Ghost Festival, forgot to tell you all, you know, they will have a performance. But the performance always look like it attracts more guys. Yeah, I know. Sorry lah, it's scantily clad ladies in erotic dance. Most of it. Right? How about me and go do live stream? Somebody did suggested, you know, I said like no lah, thank you. Cannot, you know, it's beyond, you know, maybe one day if I'm nothing to do, I'm stuck in Penang, then probably I will take the challenge and have a bit of a walk over there. But really, you know, ask me purposely go there and do content, no lah, no thanks, headache, cannot. Right, so now happy Hungry Ghost Festival to everybody, you know, to all of you who come and join me for the past half an hour. Right, so no, great, right? So no, that's why, you know, again, don't get too concerned with the Hungry Ghost Festival. As long as you are respectful, you know, you're good, right? So also the front chair is always empty for the ghost. Yes, correct. You know, Sun Shining seems to know the protocol, right? So yes, the front few rows, even cinema theater. So even cinema theater during this particular month, they will run the film, right? So the film that basically is supposed to be done, they will run the film first and an empty cinema. Scary, yes, for the show, for the ghost to see. So same thing, the all the stage performance, they will do one show at the beginning, before the human can see the show. They will do one show first for the ghost to see. So apparently this culture has been brought to the cinema. Cinema also they do. They run the film, you know, it's like premiere, but no one inside one. Yes, you know, they will start the film, then even the camera, the projector operator will leave. Wow, you don't know that, right? Very interesting, right? So yeah, even cinema does that. right? So now again, another question is, wrong, man? No, not wrong, right? So can be done, it's not causing inconvenience to you, right? So now for those that are causing inconvenience, I will also scold them. Some of them is really too much. Some of them is really too much, right? So I will also scold them. Right? All right. Right, so Japan Obon, the Obon festival is actually pretty long. So half of Japan celebrate in July, half of them celebrate in August. There is also one which is the main one, which usually fall in August. So LW. So it's pretty long festival. Many of them, the festival is very long one. It is not really just 1 month. It's a very long festival. Right, so like Qingming also is pretty long festival right now. It's not a short. So Qingming, we start the preparation from March onward, right? So then depend when it falls, right? Because a lot of this is lunar calendar. It doesn't follow the solar calendar. So yes, many calendar system. All right, so guys, thank you for joining today. A very light live stream, right? So just to tell you all different culture, different goals, different spirit, different ancestor. Every month also got somebody celebrating one of this stuff. So don't get too concerned. Do not get too concerned with this. You just have to be respectful. Tolerate. That's it. Okay, let them have their day. Everybody have it. Let them have their day, right? So don't get too involved with it. If you want to go and celebrate, go there, have a bit of a makan, take some picture. All good. Go ahead, right? Take care, guys. Bye.